Hi, hello, I'm Sam Harris and I read, review and discuss fantasy and science fiction books. This is the Friday recap. On Fridays we go through what I've been reading this week, what I'm going to read next, what I have put up on the channel this week, what I'm going to put up on the channel next week, and then kind of any miscellaneous stuff at the end. So last week, like 2,000 people watched the Friday update, and I would imagine the majority of them did that because I hadn't actually read that much, so I kind of stuffed into that video my thoughts on the books Go Colour 7. I can never remember which order all the words go in. So that was what I kind of talked about a lot last week. One update to the books, I have changed the wallpaper and I put a Wheel of Time logo on it, which I think is pretty cool. Also, I wanted to test this out with some manga, because manga is obviously black and white. But black and white is the wrong term. Oh, hi Barry. So I wanted to test this out with some manga because I wanted to kind of see what the reading experience was like. And I have the Shonen Jump app. So I have been reading One Piece. So I've read, like, as you see, I've read 15 chapters now. I talked about previously that I've been having a bit of a struggle with like being able to focus on reading. Basically, I am getting a lot less sleep because I have a newborn baby, and I find manga easier to read when I'm a bit tired. So I've ended up this week reading, like, the last couple of days I've read like five or six chapters in the evening before bed, which is normally time that I'm not able to read because I'm too tired. So I've really been enjoying that. And I have decided that I will probably make a video or make some videos about One Piece and other manga stuff. But what I want to do is to put those in as extra. So the 5 weekly videos are still going to all be about books, prose books, novels, but there'll be extra videos when I have something that I want to say about manga. So if you are a One Piece fan and you're watching this for the first time, please do let me know what you think the best way to break up videos is, because my mind would be like, well, each volume to get a little bit of a discussion video, but then the other side of that is that a volume's only like 6 chapters and you can read it in like half an hour. So is half an hour's reading worth 15 minutes worth of discussion? I don't know. If you're a One Piece fan, please let me know. Now on to your regularly scheduled programming. Let's talk about the books that I have been reading this week. So the first thing I did was I finished The Will of the Many. I finished that last Saturday. I was worried that I wouldn't finish it in time for Monday to be able to record the review and post it on Monday, because I like to post a review on Mondays. But what happened was, I love this book so much, I basically binge read the last 200 pages in a single day. So yeah, great book, really enjoyed it. Go and watch my full review if you want to know more about this book. But personally, I would recommend this to most people. I think it's a real easy read, it's a real fun read, and I think that the magic system and the implications of the ending make me very excited for book 2, and some fantastic characters as well. So after that, I started reading a lot of things. So I am working on Philip Chase's SPFBO review team. So SPFBO is the self-published fantasy blog off. Basically, what happens is that the Mark Lawrence, the author, the guy who wrote The Book That Wouldn't Burn, he selects like 600 self-published books, and then they get split up between teams of reviewers. So I'm on Philip's team, along with Brian from BellTube, and Abel Montero, Vaughan Roycroft, who's also a self-published author, Matt from Go Read Books, and if I'm forgetting you, I'm really sorry. I know Angela from Do Unicorns Read was part of the team but has had to drop out. So get well soon to Angela, your relative. But so I've been reading these books. So I've got a list here. So I basically I've been working on a video where I do kind of like a reading vlog for the first couple of chapters. I wanted to try and get to 50 pages in each book. So let me tell you how far I have gotten, because I'm pretty impressed with how far I've gotten on this actually. I'm going to pull up my notes. So I have read through 4. So I've read the first 50 pages of 4 out of my 6 books. So there is only one of those books that I've decided not to continue reading. So as part of our SPFBO, kind of the commitment is to read a decent chunk of the book. And if you know it's not going to be one that you're going to pick as your top book, then you can safely put it aside. So currently, I have 2 that I know I want to read the whole book, and those are, you are molting everywhere. I'm covered. He's covered me in hair. You can see it here. Look, what an absolute nightmare, aren't you? What's this? What's this? You probably can't see that on the camera. Anyway, so Soul Stealer by L. McInerney. McInerney. I'm real bad with pronunciation of Mook style names. I apologise massively, but this book's called Soul Stealer. It is an epic fantasy. It is the longest book in SPFBO that I have seen. It's 640 pages. However, it's also really good so far. It's my favourite, I think. Actually, no. I'm going to say it's tied with Surviving Westcliff by Thomas Perkins. So both of those I got through to the 50 pages mark and was like, right, I'm going to continue with this. So I will be continuing with both of those. Then there is one book that I read, which was Embers of Dusk by D.G. Roberts, that I didn't really vibe with. So wasn't really feeling the prose style, and ended up that it just didn't feel like it was going to be the sort of thing I would enjoy. So that one I've decided not to do a full review for. Next up, I have I've done my 50 pages for The Songs That Beckon by M.A. Brown. Now, this one I'm still not sure on. So this one's kind of I'm going to read a few more chapters, but I have to say it does feel like this one probably will also not get a full review, mostly because Surviving Westcliff and Soul Stealer are so good, and if I'm not loving The Songs That Beckon already, is it likely that I'm going to enjoy it over those two if I read the full book? Probably not. So I have 2 left to get to. One is Tobias by Dennis James. This one is like a... do you know what? I don't actually remember. Maybe I should cut that out. I won't. I'm not going to. So Tobias by Dennis James. And the final book is Shadow of the Soul Blade by J. Rowland. So interestingly, Philip, when we started this project, was like, which books are you interested in? And I said to him, Soul Stealer, Surviving Westcliff, and Shadow of the Soul Blade. And Soul Stealer and Surviving Westcliff I've really liked so far. So hopefully Shadow of the Soul Blade will also be good. Surviving Westcliff is like kind of like a colonization fantasy almost. So like there are multiple characters that are kind of taking a boat out to a new and dangerous world. So yeah, really excited by reading more of all of these books. Once I have done my first 50 pages in all the books, I'm going to shoot do a wrap-up video about the opening kind of thoughts on SPFBO, and I'll also explain a little bit more about what it is and all that sort of thing. So hopefully you have enjoyed this sneak peek of next week's video. Yeah, we'll be doing a video on all of these indie books next week. Afterwards, so I've also, because I basically just finished one fantasy book, and while I wanted to read the SPFBO books and get started on those, because I have a deadline for those, I did also start reading 2 sci-fi books. So I have started reading, I should flip over the old cover here. Oh, I've not got the cover ready. I've got my next SPFBO book. So I started reading Tales of the Sunny Two Volume 2. I said I was going to start reading this for weeks. I'm like halfway through. The first story was a bit of a miss for me, but the next ones have been more interesting. I'll post a full review on Monday for that one, because I should finish that pretty soon. After that, so because none of the SPFBO books have an audiobook, and because Tales of the Sunny Two Volume 2 does not have an audiobook, I have started reading the sci-fi book that I'm going to read after I read my SPFBO book, which is Infinity Gate by M.R. Carey. So I picked up the audiobook for this from Audible, and I have not read any of this physically yet. I've only literally read 2 chapters, I think, of this, just while I was stuck in the car and I needed an audiobook. So currently, it's pretty cool. I like it reminded me a little bit of the flashbacks sections of Project Hail Mary, where it's like set on a dying Earth, essentially. So yeah, very excited to read more of this. I'm really liking it so far. I love the main character. So it's she's a Nigerian scientist, physicist called Hadiz Tambuwal, and she is basically living in the last currently running research center as the world falls to the climate apocalypse. So yeah, really interesting book so far, and pretty certain that I'm going to love this one. So that's going to be so basically I'm going to be finishing up as my priority Tales of the Sunny Two Volume 2. Then after that, I will read the first SPFBO book. I might read 2 if they're short enough that I can read 1 in a week. And then I will be on to Infinity Gate. My only qualm is that currently it's basically July, and I haven't read June's Wheel of Time book. So Matt is currently ahead of me. He has read quite a few chapters already. What I think I'm going to end up doing is switch over to, instead of reading another SPFBO book, I will read Wheel of Time, The Lord of Chaos, straight after Infinity Gate. And then we'll see how we feel then about what to read next. Because, like I said, I'm not in a reading slump in terms of I'm not enjoying my reading. Every time I sit down to read, I'm loving it. The problem that I'm having is that my time that I'm able to sit down and love that reading is shrinking very, very quickly. Videos. This week we had quite a few videos go up on the channel. Well, we had 5 as always. So I did 2 episodes of The Wandering Inn, and I then did also my review of Will of the Many, and then I did the mid-year freakout tag. So the mid-year freakout tag is basically, we're halfway through the year, what have you got done? And for me it was not enough. The interesting thing about the channel is that last week we hit 700 subscribers. This week, on Monday, we hit 700 subscribers, which is really, really cool, and I'm really happy with that. My videos are starting to slowly climb in viewership. So previously, about a month or 2 ago, my Wandering Inn videos would be the best viewed videos of the week. They would always get like 100 to 150 views. But now, they're still getting that 100 to 150 views, but my other videos are starting to catch up. So the other videos, so if I did a book review, for example, that'd be like, you know, that would come in at, oh, this is 70 views or something like that. But now everything is starting to speed up. My subscriber growth has been incredibly slow for the last however long, last few months. I say incredibly slow. It's been much slower than it was in December, January, February. But last few weeks, it's kind of caught up again. So I would imagine that a lot of that is to do with my Wheel of Time video, which was what I think of the Wheel of Time so far, which got 1.1 thousand views, and my first impressions of the Onyx Books Color Go Color 7 got 1.1 thousand views as well. So I imagine a lot of the increased growth is due to that. Look, I'm going to keep talking. What is this cat doing? So yeah, really happy with the growth of the channel, really happy with the videos that I'm making. Next week's videos are going to be Tales of Sunny Volume 2 review, the SPFBO, reading 6 books. I wanted to do a reading vlog. I haven't been able to film clips for all of the books yet. And I have already read 4. So we're gonna carry on with what was that called? Songs That Beckon. I'm going to carry on with that. I'm going to read Tobias, and I'm going to read Shadow of the Soul Blade. I'm going to try and get to at least 50 pages in all of those, and then I will make the video. And ideally, I'll make that video on Sunday night, ready for Tuesday. So what else do we have to run through? Maybe next weekend, so not during the week. Next weekend will be a One Piece video. It'll depend really on comments on this video saying how best to split the reviews up. And then what else do we have to talk about video wise? There will probably be 2 more Wandering In videos. I'm closing in on the end of volume 1. I've now read on further than, and I've recorded a video, read and recorded the next video in the series. Likely next week we'll have 2. That's 3. We'll have 2 Wandering In videos. Simply because as the kind of action speeds up, I think it's fair that if I want to read more of it, then you guys probably want to watch more of the videos. So probably speed those up. Friday will be, no, wait. Next week is June wrap up. So there will be a June wrap up, a Wandering In video, SPFBO video, and Tales of Sunny Volume 2. And then Friday will be the weekly wrap up as normal. No July TBR because we are not doing TBRs from June through August. Next TBR is going to be in September. It's going to be Self-Pub September. So yeah, I think that's everything. I think we've discussed it all. We've talked about it all. So if you are here because I've said that I'm going to start reading One Piece, I've already started, and I will see you guys on the weekend, either probably next weekend now, but if I'm able to get to a decent chunk of the book, the manga, and I want to talk about it, I might make a video and put it out on Sunday. So just to reassure you, if you are a prose book only person and you only care about books, that will still continue to be the Monday to Friday content on the channel. If you are a manga person and you only care about manga, that'll be only on the weekends. So make sure you subscribe in any case to be notified about those videos, especially because the manga ones are likely going to be ad hoc. They're not going to be as regular. I also want to do more comics videos, and I thought about, do I do comics videos on the weekends as well? Because I really enjoy reading comics, but I feel like whenever I sit down to read a comic, I'm like, I should really make some more progress on the book I'm reading for the channel because viewers want to watch me talk about them. So yeah, If you've liked this video, give it a like. It's been a bit of a ramble and it's been the longest weekly update in a while, but we've had quite a lot to talk about. If you have anything that you want to talk to me about down in the comments, if you want to talk to me about One Piece, about comics, about any of the books that I've been reading, or about SPFBO, please drop down in the comments and let me know what you think. Also, subscribe to the channel, because as I was saying, the more subscribers we have, the more exciting this journey is going to be. The bigger our community is going to be, the more conversations we can have. If you look at my Wandering In videos, because a lot of the same people watch those videos every week, they have conversations with each other in the comments, and that's the only real videos that I make that people do that. And I really, really want to get to that spot where people aren't just talking to me, they're talking to each other, and we're really building a community around the channel. So, thanks so much for watching, and I will speak to you on Monday. Goodbye.